Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Apex irons from Callaway.
PGA Tour back in Utah for the first time in more than 60 years, and we have the highlights to prove it. Beautiful golf course, by the way, Black Desert Resort. How about Kevin Streelman, Rolf, coming off his 300th made cut on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, but he's still coming in the week at 177. And this at the par 3, 17, 19 feet for birdie and drains it. Gets to -6, finished -7.
Well done for the two-time winner on the PGA Tour. How about Henrik Norlander entering the week at 131?
Yeah, he's got some work to do, too. Here's a second shot at the par 5 ninth from 262. And it is a beautiful one right to the center of the green.
Gorgeous. He'd make that birdie, shoot 62 as well. How about Matt McCarty, who burned it up on the Corn Ferry Tour? This is the par 4 14.
Yeah, 15-footer for the lefty. And he gets it in and would end up at -7.
This par 5 18th got a lot of action today. 5 feet for birdie from McCarty. Oh, yeah. Walking it in. 9 under 62. Take the hat off. Appreciate opening round. How about Adam Svensson from Canada? 76 entering the week.
Yeah, that'll lower your score right there. Hitting a bunker shot like that. Looks like he might walk off with a bogey, and he walks off with a birdie.
Winner at the RSM Classic back in 2022 for birdie here at 5.
Great camera work here. Look at that line, dead center.
About that. It's to -8. We'll see how he finishes the day. A couple of 62s so far. Henrik Norlander, a 3-time runner-up on the PGA Tour, and Matt McCarty, who won 3 times on the Corn Ferry Tour this season to earn his promotion to the PGA Tour, but kept playing on the Corn Ferry Tour to make sure he secured the #1 spot on the KFT points list to be fully exempt, getting to the Players and U.S. Open. That's exactly what Matt McCarty did. That's a new golf course for these players in Utah as we spy the par 3 17th from on high. Beautiful drone footage. Played to 130 yards today, and Tom Weiskopf designed it as a spinoff of Royal Troon's postage stamp 8th hole, where he, of course, won the Open Championship in 1973. Ben Kohles seemed to like the hole immediately from 130 yards. Perfection. Absolutely right on the button.
Yeah, great number. Like I said, my caddy kind of put it out there. He was like, you know what, we hadn't made a hole-in-one yet this year, so right before I hit. So, it was good. The couple guys I played with went before me, so, seeing how the kind of balls were reacting was helpful. And, it seemed to be a perfect number, so clearly it was.
Found some other guys fair at 17. Rolf, here's Justin Suh.
Yeah, relatively, this was a really good shot, but compared to Kohles, not quite as good. Lands it in a similar spot. Just left it short, 1 revolution short.
A lot of fun to see the players kind of take it past the hole and bring it back. Here's J.J. Spahn.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing a really short par 3 as a 17th hole on a golf course at all. It's, was designed with the thought in mind of Royal Troon.
Oh, that close to a couple of aces on 17. About Camilo Villegas, who was an assistant captain at the President's Cup for Mike Weir, who's also in the field.
Yeah, he's over on the right side of the tee, so he's going to play a little bit of a fade, taking his glove off already. Ooh, he knew it was going to be close, and it was.
It's got to be a pretty good feeling to take the glove off before the ball even settles. How about Harris English, Georgia Bulldog, taking aim?
And there's not going to be much curve to this one. He did not curve his shots a whole lot. That was absolutely straight. Lands right behind the hole. Oh, he misread the break.
It's like the NFL, a copycat league. Everybody approaching it the same way.
Like desert golf or Hawaii golf, the fairways are generous. But if you're off them at all, it's pretty much stroke and distance penalty. So you really got to kind of choose your battles. There's 2 really cool reachable par 4s out there. But if you miss them at all, you're pretty much re-teeing. So the other way you can look at it is like we can also hit a 5 or 6 iron and guarantee you got 95 yards, staring right at a green light pin. So it's a cool kind of thought-provoking golf course. 1 par 5 I hit 5 wood off of. You can hit hammer driver and have 3 iron in, but it's twice as narrow as 5 wood. And so it's just kind of trying to figure stuff out like that, which I think is fun for us playing new golf courses, because so often we all play from the same spots. We kind of all play similar styles on courses we know, and it's like, you know, we're in Colonial, you hit it here, in Hartford, you hit it here, but this one we're not quite sure what everybody's doing, so just trying to figure it all out.
If you miss a fairway, it's just, you're never going to find it. So I think, growing up desert golf, sometimes it's tough to like get your lines off the tee, and you know, you don't have trees lining the fairways, so it's a little tougher like that. So I think that's helpful for sure. But yeah, like kind of the dry heat, a little elevation, like the ball's traveling similar. I think it's pretty similar to where we were at for the Corn Ferry in Boise this year, like same elevation. So kind of just going back to those same numbers, honestly. But yeah, it's helpful and just kind of feels like home. And I always liked, you know, we played our high school golf in the fall, like around this time every year. So it's kind of the same time of year that I would always try to be kind of playing growing up. And it's nice.
I really like it here. It's a fun course, a lot of opportunities, but you gotta hit good shots because the greens are somewhat severe, and you got to get in the right portions to play well.
We're seeing it for the first time. They're seeing the golf course for the first time in competition today. What do you think about how the course played?
Well, it's interesting. It reminds me quite a bit of my home course, the Plantation course on Maui at Kapalua. You know, you're always trying to find the sweet spot between having a resort course 51 weeks a year and making it, you know, easy enough for them, but still make it challenging 1 week a year for the best players in the world. And today the scores were quite low. There's no question about it. I think the PGA Tour maybe erred a little bit on the side of being conservative in terms of the setup. Consider this. Up until today, there had not been a player on the PGA Tour who had hit all 14 fairways and all 18 greens in a round. And today, 3 of them.
Wow.
Of them.
And the day's not over yet.
Norlander, Hardy, and Meisner all did it. So that is pretty unique. I think maybe you'll see them tighten the screws a little bit as we get deeper into this tournament. But keep in mind, there is lots of potential trouble, too, and a 10 or 15-mile-an-hour wind can change this course. All you have to do is ask Alejandro Tosti. You know, he hit a tee shot at number 3. He was going along really nice. It doesn't look like this is a dangerous hole, but he pulls this thing and hits it just a little long, and watch what happens here. It takes a bad bounce, gets on the cart path, and that lava comes in very close there. And he would literally have to go back to the tee, re-tee there, and he ends up making a triple bogey 6. So I didn't mind at all the low scores today. I think the course played fine. It visually is so stunning. The players seem to be loving it. And, you know, maybe this time of year, too, after a long year where so many of these guys have played in so many tournaments, it's nice to not have to come out and just beat yourself up trying to make pars.
Toasty was climbing up the hills. It looked like Ben Stiller in that AT&T commercial. I'm a little off the green. He needed to call Jordan Spieth for help. But you're right. The fairways are wide and generous. But if you miss it, you could be in a lot of hurt. And Johnson Wagner said the same thing on the broadcast. He thought the PGA Tour as well would err toward the side of setting the golf course up in a generous fashion, considering this is the first time the PGA Tour players are seeing it.
Yeah, I think as we watch this tournament unfold, we're going to see just how important 2 things are here. Driving is really important because the players had trouble out of the rough today, and they had all kinds of trouble out of the lava, which is kind of a no-go zone. You really can't play out of that lava at all. It's not like those are sort of lateral water hazards along there.